Welcome to Museum Campus 11th Street Station, formerly known as Roosevelt Road. This station is located at 11th Street and Michigan Avenue, just south of the Loop. It serves the Metra Electric District north to Millennium Station and south to University Park, Blue Island, and South Chicago, as well as the South Shore Line to and from Gary and South Bend, Indiana. As part of a non-compete agreement with Metra, inbound South Shore trains are only allowed to discharge passengers, and outbound South Shore trains are only allowed to board passengers here. Museum Campus 11th Street is in Fare Zone 1 for both Metra and South Shore, meaning it's considered a downtown station, and the cost of a one-way ticket depends on where you're going. For Metra, it costs $3.75 to go to Zone 2, $5.50 to go to Zone 3, and $6.75 to go to Zone 4. As the name implies, the station is near the museum campus, home of the Field Museum, Shedd Aquarium, and Adler Planetarium. There is third-party parking in the area, but it's going to be ridiculously expensive, so I would advise against doing that. I mean, if you're driving downtown, why are you even watching this video? Anyway, this station is fully ADA accessible. It has ticket machines for both Metra and South Shore, and there are a handful of connections to other means of public transportation in the area. Roosevelt Station on the CTA red, orange, and green lines is only a few blocks away, and you can also connect to CTA bus routes 1, 3, 4, X4, 6, 12, 18, 130, and 146. Museum Campus 11th Street sits near the former site of Central Station, an inner-city passenger terminal owned by the Illinois Central Railroad. It opened in 1893 as a replacement for Great Central Station and closed in 1972. It was demolished in 1974, and most of the site is planned to be used for a residential redevelopment aptly named Central Station. The adjoining platforms near Roosevelt Road were used for Illinois Central suburban trains on their Electric and West lines, as well as the South Shore line. As you could probably guess, the IC Electric later became Metra Electric, and these platforms were repurposed into the station we're looking at right now. After Central Station was demolished, the platforms remained and were repurposed into Metra's Roosevelt Road Station. These original platforms remained until Roosevelt Road closed in 2008, reopening as Museum Campus 11th Street in 2009. Museum Campus 11th Street is surrounded by a beautiful park area, including a skate park. Once you start to cross the bridge near 11th Street, you will see two structures, both containing stairs and an elevator to go down to the platforms. I highly advise against using the elevators here, as they can be very disgusting, and the inbound ones started to go up before the doors closed. The platform shelters aren't much better, but it depends on which side you're on. The outbound side has way more people, so obviously it gets dirtier, but the inbound elevator is way worse than the outbound one. The inbound platform doesn't even have a shelter at all, except for the one you pass through on the way in or out. It makes sense, since that side is mainly for discharging passengers. The outbound platform has a small shelter with ticket vending machines and a longer shelter farther down the platform. I'm glad the rickety old Roosevelt Road station is gone, but it's clear that Museum Campus 11th Street hasn't been treated very well. People who just want to have a fun day at the museum or get to and from work shouldn't have to deal with pee in the elevators and garbage everywhere. It's just plain disgusting. Now, I'm going to show the elevators, but they are very disgusting, so viewer discretion is advised. If you're squeamish, you might want to look away for a few minutes. So, what do you think about this station? Is it the dirtiest I've featured on my channel thus far? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.